On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love sent to me four calling birds, three French hens, two turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Hello, and welcome to the fourth day of Christmas. So today I'm going to talk briefly about the four most widely accepted English proficiency exams: the TOEFL, the IELTS, the CAE, and the CPE. We are going to need them a lot of times when you need to prove your abilities in writing, understanding written texts, speaking and listening English for academic or general purposes. So here we go. Let's start with the TOEFL, the test of English as a foreign language. It's probably the best known and most commonly used English proficiency test. It has 4 sections: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Each section is worth 30 points, up to a total of 120. Most places require a score of 90 to 110, which is equivalent to a level of B2 in the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, the CEFR, so an upper intermediate. The value of the test, the price of the test for 2023 from the official website is $215. So you'll have to check the exchange rate of the day to Brazilian reais. And it's administered up to 6 times a week at test centers, okay? I forgot to mention that the TOEFL is valid, the TOEFL results are good for 2 years, up to 2 years, and it takes about 3 hours to complete it. Moving on, we have the IELTS. It's the International English Language Testing System, and you have 2 versions, the academic version and the general training version. So it depends if you are going to take it for academic purposes or to get a job in another country. It usually takes 2 hours and 45 minutes. It is composed of 4 sections: listening, about 30 minutes, reading, 60 minutes, writing, 60 minutes, and speaking from 11 to 14 minutes. The scores range from 1 to 9, including half scores, 1.5, 2.5, and are also valid for 2 years, like the TOEFL. And many universities require scores in the range of 6 to 7, which is equivalent to a B2 or C1 in the CEFR. The price for the IELTS in 2023, it's 1,171 Brazilian reais from the official website. And the testing centers usually offer the IELTS twice a month on the weekends. The CAE is now called the C1 Advanced, and it's best suited for someone who is already confident in their level of English. And so it's equivalent to a score of 7 to 8 on the IELTS, or 110 to 120 on the TOEFL. It takes 4 hours, and it is composed of a reading and use of English section of 90 minutes, writing 90 minutes, listening 40 minutes, and speaking 15 minutes per pair. And you can earn a grade from lowest to highest: B2, C, B, or A. C is the lowest passing grade, and those who score a C or a B will earn a certificate in advanced level at level C1. Those who score an A will earn a certificate in advanced English, showing that you demonstrated ability at the C2 level, the highest one. This certificate and score do not expire. Very important. Most universities require a grade of B or higher for admission. The price for the C1 Advanced for the second semester of 2022 at Cultura Inglesa was 1,150 Brazilian reais. And the paper-based test is offered 22 times a year, and the computer-based test is offered 19 times a year. Of course, that this availability depends on the test centers that we have here in Brazil. And last but not least, we have the C2 Proficiency, formerly known as the CEE. That's the one that I have. So it's the most advanced of all the 4 exams, and it's equivalent of a score of 8.5 to 9, the maximum on IELTS, and above the maximum score on the TOEFL. It takes about 4 hours, and it is divided in 4 parts also. Reading and use of English, 90 minutes, writing, 90 minutes, listening, 40 minutes, and speaking, 16 minutes. Just like the CAE, you can earn a grade from lowest to highest of C1, C, B, or A. C is the lowest passing grade, and those who score a C, B, or A will earn a C2 Proficiency certificate. And just like the C1 Advanced, the certificate and score do not expire. Most universities regarding the C2 Advanced require a grade of C or higher for admission. The price for the C2 Proficient for the second semester of 2022 at Cultura Inglesa was 1,260 Brazilian reais. The paper-based test is offered 8 times a year, and the computer-based test is offered 6 times a year. And then again, this availability may change according to the test centers here in Brazil. That is that. I hope you have liked it. Please share in the comments which test you plan to take, and send me a message so we can talk a little bit more. Okay? Happy holidays!